Hey, what's up, guys? I'm BKFC athlete Paige Dancer, and you're watching Cage Side with Christopher James.
What happens if you lose, Nick?
Who the hell is Aquaman?
I get Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, I get sausage biscuits. Maybe you guys will see a little footage of that later on because we got some good stuff.
Philip Caduceus. There you go, baby.
Hey kids, good evening and welcome to Cave Side with Christopher James. Hope you all had a great Memorial Day weekend, man. Glad to be back with you guys tonight. Got a big show for you. Got five, uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. That's all I can count in Spanish. I got 5 guests for you tonight, guys. If I had a 6th guest, I'd be have to announce it in English. So we only went to 5. But good to see you guys, man. Glad to have you on board with me, man. I appreciate you stopping by. Always appreciate the love and support you guys show me and the show. And remember, you can follow us here, at the show. You can also, keep up with our website, mymmashow.com. And, of course, do all the stuff here. Oh, what the hell? There we go. All right, good. And, I got another project I'm working on for you guys. It's going to be absolutely insane. You guys are going to love it. I can't wait for it. Some stuff dropped yesterday real quick before I bring in my first guest who's standing by right now. Woodley versus Jake Paul in a boxing match. Woodley is the underdog. Like, what the fuck, dude? How did you become the underdog as a former UFC world champion to a guy that's had 3 professional boxing fights against guys that weren't boxers? This world is fucking nuts, dude. But he's like a plus 125 underdog right now, which is bizarre to me. Also, Brandon Sales, PFL star, he got his next matchup. He's going to be taking on the UFC former heavyweight champion, the legendary Fabricio Verdum. I'm taking Brandon Sales. I took Brandon Sales to beat Usman's brother. I'm taking Brandon Sales to beat Fabricio Verdum. I know I'm nuts, but if you bet on that and you're right, you're going to get paid because Sales is going to come in as a big underdog. Make sure you guys do me a favor and share this out all across your every social media platform. I want to shout out to my friends at Just Heart Apparel and Just Heart Apparel East Coast. They are the sponsor of the show, and they do a great job. So we're going to bring in my first guest, and I'm going to ask him about this fight, and then we're going to talk about his stuff. But this guy's awesome. I've had him on before when he was in the UFC. Like some guys that come in, he's not in the UFC anymore, and that, happens to many fighters, so it's nothing to hang your head about. Sometimes you have to go back and freshen up the toolbox, and that's what he's doing. He was supposed to fight internationally with the promotion overseas, of course, but then COVID came and blocked his career, but he's back. He's fighting. He's at home in Texas fighting for a Fury Fighting Championship. My boy, Paris Moran, his father, Paul Moran, is a guy I used to work with down in South Florida. Now Paris is a fighter. Juan's fighting there. Good stuff going on. So we're going to bring him in right now. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome him back to the show. A super cool cat with some of the best hair ever in any sport. My man, the Kraken, Juan Adams. Juan, what's up, baby?
Not much, Chris. How you doing?
Oh, I'm just happy to be alive today, man. I'm just happy to be alive. I'm blessed to be here, man, and getting to talk to guys like you. So you heard in my opening there, we were talking about Tyron Woodley fighting Jake Paul. And Jake Paul is the favorite in this. And a couple of my viewers came on. My boy Matt Quiggins. You can check Matt out on the Quiggin Out podcast, though. He's awesome, a good buddy of mine. Elvin Brito from BKFC came on. He's like, Matt Quiggins goes, it's insanity. Forrest Daniels goes, Elvin Brito goes, what do you think the odds are? Well, the odds are right now minus 115 for Jake Paul and plus 125 for Tyron Woodley, former UFC champion. So Juan, and I don't like to talk about this Jake Paul crap and all that stuff because I just think it's a joke and it's an insult to combat sports. With that being said, he's fighting. His brother's fighting Floyd Mayweather this weekend. I mean, this is fucking bonkers. But what's your take on this fight, Woodley versus Jake Paul? And are you shocked that, just as shocked as I am, that Jake Paul is the fucking favorite in this?
Yeah, I'm very very shocked that Jake was a favorite over Tyron Woodley. All it is, you can't blame Tyron or Floyd for going for easy paydays, but the fact that Jake or Logan Paul is even a draw is kind of exemplary of everything that's wrong with America. You know, they're shitty human beings, and the fact that people still consume their products as much as they do, just kind of play into why most other countries hate Americans. You know, it just it's kind of ridiculous. I don't consume it. I don't consume any of their products. I think the last time I ever saw Jake Paul was when he was on Disney Channel, and that's just because I'm a Disney fan. I don't like the dude. Neither him nor his brother.
Yeah, I don't get it.
For anything.
Yeah, hey, you know what? I respect the hustle. Listen, I'm not going to hate on anybody's hustle. These guys went out there, said they were going to get into boxing, they were going to do it, they're going to make a big splash, and God bless them, they've done it. Like Dana White, I can't hate on somebody's hustle. If they're figuring out a way to make money and be successful, God bless them. But the fact that the combat sports community, especially the boxing world, is giving these guys so much pop, it's ridiculous. And neither one of them deserve that at this point because they haven't done anything. But people are buying in, and I don't know why. Woodley's taking this fight. He said it's going to be the biggest payday he's ever had in his career, which is sad. And he said he's going to knock this kid out in a couple of rounds. Obviously, his motivation is money, and he also, I believe, wants to avenge the loss of his teammate, Ben Askren. I haven't seen enough of the Paul brothers to really figure out if they can box or not. But as a combat sports fan, I just find it all ridiculous and insulting to guys like you who are out there grinding hard and putting in hours and hours and years and months and days and weeks and taking time away from your families and all this stuff and moving across the country to train. And you're fighting on a regional show with your vast, with your experience in the UFC, and this clown's making millions of dollars for nothing. Yeah. So my heart is with you guys, all the real fighters out there. I just had to ask you about it because I don't really like talking about it, but it just popped up. I was like, I got to talk about it. I got to ask somebody. And I said, I'm going to ask Juan when we get him on the show. But enough of the silliness. Excuse me. Let's talk about you. COVID came and fucked everybody's day up. You were supposed to fight for a promotion overseas, and I don't remember the name of the promotion. Where were you supposed to fight that you had signed a contract with? Are you there? Can you hear me? Did we lose him?
Hold on. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So where were you supposed to fight? What was the company you were supposed to fight for overseas?
No, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I was supposed to fight for Aries Fighting Championship. Yeah, I can hear you. Hold on just a second. Maybe something's in the settings going on here. This always happens on StreamYard.
Really?
Can you hear me?
I never have problems with StreamYard. That's crazy.
Hold on. Yeah, it's only I think maybe because I'm doing it for my phone. I don't know. The internet bad out here also.
It could be. That's all. We'll make the best of it. So Aries Fighting Championship is where you're supposed to go. And that got taken away because of COVID. So Fury is where you're fighting now. Tell us how you ended up with Fury and what's it been like to get back in and finally get a fight after so much time away. I think we lost him. No, let me see something here.
I can hear you now. I just got. Can you hear me?
Yes. All right, let me see that.
What about now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're coming in and out. I just sent you a message. Look at your message. Click out and then click back in. Like click out, click off the app, and then click back in, and maybe that'll reset it for you. Because a few minutes ago, when we were talking before we went live, everything was perfect. And then you moved to a different spot, and then we lost you.
There.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. What's up, G Kerman? What's up there, Fight Analyst? What's up, Vince? Forrest, everybody tuning in today. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, Juan, click out and then click back in. I just sent you a message. You should be able to see the message. Let me write this down. Hang on, guys. All right, so we lost that one there. Check, check. Are we there? All right. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't see anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm back.
But you can hear me, right? Okay. I don't care if you can't see me,
I can hear
because
you.
everybody can see me and you. As long as you can hear me, we're good. So you're with Fury Fighting again. Tell us how you got back to Fury and how good it felt to step in and beat somebody up again.
Honestly, I got back to it. I just saw that they were doing events again, and we asked Aries and Lee if, hey, is this okay? Like, I don't want to be sitting out for another year of my athletic prime, and they said, yeah, as long as you get approval from us, we're good. So they approved the first one, and I was super excited about it. And then they ended up letting do this other one again also. So it just felt really good to get back in there. I loved it. Just to feel that thrill of competition again, especially, after, 3 straight losses, I didn't know if I still wanted to fight, dude. I was kind of out of everything, when I moved away from my hometown, it was more so for my mental health than anything. I was going through a lot, just in a relationship that ultimately wasn't beneficial for me. When you are in your hometown and you have a little bit of fame or notoriety, everybody kind of wants your time, and these are people that I've known my whole life, so I felt bad not being able to give them that time, or I feel guilty and I would end up giving them that time anyway, and it became draining for me. I was in a lot of really toxic situations now, and not even because these were bad people or anything. It's just that they weren't really considering the level of commitment that I had to things. So it doesn't make any of them bad people. And my move from Houston had nothing to do with those people on a personal level. It was something I had to do for me. And so to get back in there after having all that uncertainty and all that doubt about yourself, and to come through and be victorious, it was relief. Was honestly the best thing I felt.
Yeah, and without putting your business out there, I know you and I have had a couple of chats privately, and you've told me about some stuff, man. And I'm glad that you made the move for yourself, for your mental health, because without your mental health, nothing else in life will work. So I was happy for you, and I'm glad to see that you get to fight again. I'm glad that Aries is letting you fight. Um, do they have a timetable for when they're coming back so you can actually go overseas and fulfill the contract that you signed with them?
No, they haven't. And contract with them was for 4 fights within 16 months, and um, they, obviously haven't been able to do that, and are most likely aren't going to be able to. So it's no hard feelings. I mean, obviously there was a pandemic, and if and when they do get back up and running, I'm not sure what it is. It's a little bit of my pay grade. Um, I'd be happy to go back and fight for them and honor that contract. But as of now, they've kind of just given me the green light to do what comes. And, it was a great opportunity and it was great on paper. And I really wish something had come from that. But ultimately, it was a blessing for me because it allowed me to take that year and really just do all the work that I needed to do. For about 3 months after my fight, all I was doing was kind of eating, drinking, not knowing when I was going to get another fight. Um, I was like waiting for COVID to end, and then it finally in, but not really in. But in that year's time, man, I found a job that I find purpose in. I found, I've fostered connections out here, and I've made this more of a home for me. Like Houston will always be my home. I'm always going to go back there for my family, but it's different now. I go to Houston now. I strictly spend time with very close friends and family. I don't make appearances. I don't do certain things. Most people don't even know I'm in Houston. I'm there, and out here. It's different because I don't have those connections and I don't feel guilty about taking time for myself because I
And
don't
that's
do,
good. You should take the time for yourself. Yeah, you should
so,
always take that time for yourself no matter
I
where you're at.
built myself in a routine out here and rebuilt a lot of, yeah,
Yeah, you're coming back in choppy
yeah,
again. So I didn't mean to step on your answer there. I thought you were done talking and it froze up. Um,
for,
I was just in Houston a couple of weeks ago. First time I was ever there. It was a pretty nice place. We're gonna
just
go back and
focusing on
visit.
fighting was when I made that transition, decrease in my performance. Oh, okay.
This is so much fun. I love it, man.
Sorry.
They say no, it's not your fault, man. It's it's technology. It's the internet. It's they're giving you a shitty signal out where you're at. Those bastards. But like I said, we just make the best of every situation. This happens sometimes with interviews with the internet. So I ain't worried about it. I can see your smiling face, and that tells the whole story right there. You're in a much better place than the last time we spoke. You are mentally happy. You are physically in shape. Like you said, for you guys that didn't catch it when he was talking about his job that he found, he's working with kids, kids that need help. And he's a program director, so he puts together programs for these kids to, spend their days and do good things, and he's teaching them. And that's much cooler to me than him going in there and beating people up. When he told me off the air what he was doing, I got tears in my eyes a little bit because it's so important to make sure the kids get the right messages today and that they have somebody to look up to, and to take that responsibility on. Juan is, to me, it's scarier than you taking a fight. What a fight is going to be. You go in, you get punched, you punch, you boom, somebody wins, somebody loses. But working with children and trying to help them, that's scary because you don't know how things are going to turn out, and yet you still do it with a smile on your face and you've given them your best effort. And to me, that's the greatest thing you're ever going to accomplish in life. So that's awesome. How does that make you feel inside about really helping these kids?
It's just something that's really given me purpose. For the longest, most of my life has been about service to others. When I was in Boy Scouts, my Eagle Scout project was assembling care packages for homeless men and distributing them at the shelter. Then high school I went to, the motto was men for others. I went to a Jesuit school in Houston. Military, it's all service to just service and wanting and trying to make this world a better place, and any small increment that you can is kind of my purpose. And that's once I realized that, and once I started living and working in that purpose holistically, my life just got a lot better.
That's awesome, man. That's the way it should be. And it honestly, because you're in such a comfortable spot and you're doing something you love and you're serving others, it's probably somehow, some way going to help you when you fight, because it relaxes you. You have purpose outside of fighting, and you're doing something for people. You're you're being of service to others, like you said. I think that's going to allow your brain to completely relax. And when it's fight time, you're going to go in there and you're just going to be such a more focused fighter, more confident in yourself and everything that comes with it, dude. When is the next fight for Juan Adams? Do we have a date? Do we have an opponent?
Yeah. I've actually gone through 4 different opponents already. They've all accepted.
That's awesome.
Out, but it's now it's supposed to be in Houston. But
Hey, let me ask you a question. Since this interview keeps getting chopped up because of where you're at, you said you're probably still at work because you just got off work. Do you want to come back on at like 10 o'clock my time, 9 o'clock your time? Or where are you right now? 10 o'clock my time. So whatever time zone you're in. If you want to come back on at 10, when you get home, maybe you'll have a better signal. And then we could get this message out, because I want people to hear you, and it keeps cutting you out because, like you said, where you're at, the internet is kind of.
the mountains out here make pretty bad reception, but I'll find the spot was much better Wi-Fi than I'll come back on later. 10 o'clock here is 8 o'clock my time, so I will find.
Wait, where are you right now? You're in New Mexico?
Sure, later.
Okay, peace. See you at 10 o'clock. All right, guys, we're going to let him jump on out of there, man. That was Juan Adams. We're going to pop him out, and we're going to bring him back on later tonight, man. I want you guys to hear what he's saying, and we were having too many audio difficulties. I'm hoping you guys are hearing me fine. So we got about 7 or 8 minutes to kill before my next guests join us on the show. So we were talking about Tyron Woodley and Jake Paul at the beginning of the show. For you guys that are watching and listening, give me your thoughts. Talk to me right there. I got all the comments. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube or wherever, comment. Talk to me. Let's talk about this. Justin Sims, that's my dude. I love when hold on. Let me fix this part right here. Boop, 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 boop. Hide that. Back to the commentary. Right there from my man Justin Sims. He said Christopher J. Rothstein is the best in the biz. Justin works for Titan. He does all their video work, travels around the world with them. Wherever they go, he's there, documenting everything on video. And he's a phenomenal filmmaker. He's not just a guy that holds a camera. He's not just a cameraman. There's so much more to it. So thank you, Justin, for the kind words, man. All right, so here we go. Let's see. We got some, Forrest Daniels is taking Jake Paul to win. He said Woodley hasn't ever been in a boxing match. So what, dude? He's a former UFC heavyweight champion. He's fought. He does have hands. When he does throw hands, he knocks fuckers out. The problem is what Justin Sims is saying. My only fear is Woodley not letting his hands go. People are putting a lot of weight, and Justin says, please fuck him up. People are putting a lot of weight on Woodley's shoulders to defend the combat sports community, especially on the MMA side, because nobody wants to be embarrassed about losing to Jake Paul. But you know what? Here's the thing. If Jake Paul keeps going out there and beating, former UFC guys and everything, beating Ben Askren, okay, he beat him. Ben has no hands, legitimately no hands. So wasn't overly shocked. Woodley does have hands. He hasn't been throwing them recently, and nobody knows why, but now he's boxing. He has nothing else to do but throw his hands. So we'll see what happens. It's a fight, going to be contested at 190. I think they have 8-ounce gloves. I agree with you. Yep. That's what somebody said. Tanner Gray says Tyron Woodley can't rap, but he's right. What's worse, Tyron Woodley rapping or Brendan Schaub doing stand-up comedy? Which one makes you cringe more? We can talk about that. Drop it on me. All right, so Justin says, can he whoop Woodley? I don't know. Can he outwork Woodley? I don't know. I see option B more clearly. Option C, Woodley sleeps him with an overhand right, which is a 100% legitimate possibility to happen. People like Forrest who are watching and some others I've seen saying that Woodley's never been in a boxing match. Have any of y'all seen this man fight? Have any of y'all seen him knock dudes out? Throwing hands, from a boxing stance. Is he the most crisp, technical boxer? No. Should he be the underdog against Paul? My opinion, no. But Woodley's on losing skid. So he hasn't won a fight in a few years. And we always know Woodley's wanted to make his money. He's never been shy about it. But his first statement coming out, I'm going to make more money than I ever have in a UFC fight. That was very telling. He's obviously wanting to make money. It is sad that this is going to be the biggest payday of his career. That bothers me right to the core. Former world champion, defended his belt against all the number one contenders until he lost. So I've always felt Woodley never got his proper due from the UFC themselves and from a lot of the fan base. Basically buying whatever the UFC is telling you to buy, and not giving credence to the work you got to see Woodley do. He fought smart fights. He won that championship clean, and he had a couple of tough fights with Stephen Thompson, who Woodley is one of the only champions in recent memory that actually did take all the number ones. Whoever was the number one contender, that's the fight that Dana White booked. And Woodley fought them all. And, he finally lost the belt to Kamaru, and, Kamaru was coming as the number one contender. So again, even in that loss, he lost to, the number one contender. Crazy. Just the way it is, though. But, people sleep on Woodley. Like I said, I don't think they respect that man enough. All joking about his rapping aside, because I don't think he's a good rapper. But his fighting has been great. I mean, so he's on a skid for whatever reason that happens. A lot of guys go through it. Obviously, for him, the timing of that horrible streak couldn't have come at a worse time in his career. So now he sits outside the UFC. He's taking a boxing match against Jake Paul. And some people are actually going to shit on him for taking the fight because, they don't consider Jake Paul legitimate competition. But if Jake Paul goes out there and knocks him out, then what are we supposed to say? What if he doesn't knock him out and he outworks him for the whole fight, 10 rounds, and wins a unanimous, decision, lopsided? These things can happen. I don't think it's probably 10 rounds. It'll probably be a 6-round fight, maybe 8 at the most. I didn't even look at that. If anybody knows how many rounds that fight is going to be, please let me know. So in just a few minutes here, we should have my next guest coming up. Let me shoot them a quick message. So, what else was going on? There was something else I wanted to talk about, in this, besides that fight. It's an 8-round fight, and look at that. Forrest Daniels changed his mind. So, all right, here comes part of my 2-pack of guests coming at you right now in just a second. First, and I liked, she was sideways. I should have brought her on quicker when she was sideways. It would have been so much more fun. But boys and girls, this lady right here has been grinding and working her ass off at bare knuckle. While her record at bare knuckle is not on the positive side just yet, it's going to be. She had a career-defining moment at Knucklemania. She main evented against Paige Van Zandt, and she won.
Boom.
And there she is, the lovely Britain Hart. So,
Hi.
how are you, girl?
I am doing great. I know I look a little tired right now, but it's all in good faith and good fun. I had an amazing trip up to Belfast, New York, where Joey was inducted into the Hall of Fame. And I actually got an award aside next to Bonnie Mann, who's an amazing female boxer and an inspiration to me. But we both got awarded the silver butter dish for bare knuckle boxing. It was pretty cool. So
The silver butter dish?
Yeah.
See, if I'm a girl, I'm getting pissed off and going, what are you trying to tell me, that I got to be in the kitchen? Give me something else. I don't need a fucking butter dish.
I think that's exactly what the point was.
That's not even cool.
Yeah, it was like back in the day, that's what they gave their women instead of giving them like a belt. They gave them a butter dish.
That's fucked up. Well, boys and girls, Britain here is, like I said, she was just up. Well, she said, I didn't even get a chance to go into. She jumped right in, which I love. She was up in New York for Belfast for the Bare Knuckle Hall of Fame, and she brought a date with her. Now, her date, this man right here, he's the heavyweight champion. He's got a big fight coming up against Sam Shoemaker. And you know why? I'm bringing them both on together because if you guys don't know, it means you're not paying attention. But there's been a love connection in BKFC. And I'm going to tell you, man, my favorite thing, and, if my wife was in this room with me right now, she would tell you what I'm saying to you is true. My favorite thing about life is people in love and people enjoying each other and people being with the right person and enjoying life. And you two are bouncing all over the country, going here, going there, doing this, but you're doing it together and you're smiling. So we are going to bring in the Queen's King. He's coming in right now. By the way, I saw the biggest championship belt ever over this man's shoulder. And I was like, man, if I put that on, I probably would have had a broken neck. We're going to bring him in right now. Such a good dude. So happy to see both of them smiling separately and because they're together. He is the heavyweight champion of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one and only Joey Beltran.
Holy
What's
smokes!
up, y'all?
What an entrance! What an entrance!
That's what I do. Well, I am an announcer. I mean, that's how I got into all this craziness. So, Joey, first of all, congratulations on the induction into the Hall of Fame. That's awesome. Now, I have a question for you. You fought in the big shows. You know, you continue to fight with the biggest bare knuckle show on the planet, and you just got put into the Bare Knuckle Hall of Fame. Now, and don't take this question the wrong way. You're the first person I just wanted to ask because it's a question that's been on my head. Is it a little weird to be inducted into Hall of Fame while you're still actively competing as the heavyweight champion of the world?
I mean, I understand that it's unique. It's definitely different from how they do it in like NFL or NBA. But I
Any
mean,
sport. Yeah.
at the end of the day, like it's definitely it's definitely an honor, and it's legit recognition. Like I when I won the title, like from Chase Sherman, I thought that's pretty cool. All right, it's pretty cool. But then, like when I defended it, and then Scott told me that I'm the only one in history to ever defend the bare knuckle title, the bare knuckle world title, I was like, oh shit, that's actually
true.
legit. That's legit. That's legit. So by
But
all means, put me in. I'm ready.
and listen, and like I said, you would have ended up there anyway. You know,
Yeah.
just even if you didn't win another fight in bare knuckle, just because of what you just said, because you're the first man to ever defend it, that's automatic induction. But you'll end up there anyway. I was sitting there thinking, I was like, it's just weird to me. Like, let's finish the career and then put them in the Hall of Fame. It's like, but they do it a little different, and I'm cool with that. But it was weird. I was like, I got to ask one of these people that got inducted if it's weird to them. So but it is truly the highest honor, man, and you definitely have earned it, dude. So congratulations on that. Now, before we talk about your fight, and before we talk about Britain, and maybe she's got something to tell us about some fight news. What I want to talk to the two of you about is y'all love it. You're fucking so goddamn cute. It makes me happy.
Oh, thank you. I try to tell everybody, sometimes they'll be like, oh, get a room or something like that. But at the end of the day, when you see that like older couple holding hands down the sidewalk, or when you see, a gentleman open the door or give his lady a kiss on the cheeks, it's like, wow, you're like, I want that. So at the end of the day, anybody that says anything, I know that the people that really care are happy and love for us. But it's just an amazing thing to be able to have somebody to go through life with, like me and Joey are. And again, you said it, like we're doing the most with our lives. Like we are traveling. We're in California. We're in Florida. We're in New York. No one can keep up with us. And I really like that because it keeps it, it keeps it unfamiliar. And I think me and Joey both know what we're talking about when we go, how important it is to make sure that in relationships you never get familiar. And same thing with boxing, and Joey is living proof of that. Not being familiar with being the champ, holding every title like it's important, and every fight like, it means something. Not, oh, I've done this before. It's going in and treating it and giving it your all. And so we're happy to demonstrate that in and out of the ring.
And next time somebody tells you go get a room, say,
Yeah.
we did. And now you say we did. And now we have a home. I mean, throw something back at them and, let them know, because it's true, man. The haters are going to hate. People are going to shit on you. It's part of life, especially when you guys are stars and you're in the spotlight. And it's funny, Joe, because when I saw a picture on the internet when you guys first started dating, and I looked at the picture. I said, "The fuck just happened?" Like literally, that's what I said out loud. I was sitting there with my wife, and I said, "The fuck just happened?" She goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "These people look like they're not just friends. There's something going on there." My wife goes, "You're right," and I was like, "The bare knuckle power couple." That was what I said right there. And then I was like hoping that it actually turned into something more than just a fling. Not that a fling would have been bad. I mean, sometimes that's all your two people are supposed to do. But as long as it's fun, who cares? But the fact that you guys are going through this together now, and this is not just a passing fancy. This is a real grown up relationship. Like
Yeah.
all the adulting and shit that goes along with it too. So for you, Joey, because if I don't say Joey, then Britain's just going to keep talking. I think 'cause I already know. I've had her on my show before, and I love that she. And I no, listen, and I'm not. That's not a rip. I love that you're able to talk because sometimes I bring people on. I'll ask them a question, that deserves like an answer, like some of the ones you give, and they go, "Yeah, it's nice," and then they don't say fucking anything else. I'm like, all right, so moving on, So Joey, for you, when did you know that you found the right girl with Britain, and how happy are you, my friend? Because you don't even got to answer because I can see it in your eyes how happy you are. And then there's smile because Joey, before you guys got together, I don't think I saw Joey smile but twice. And it was like only after like he beat somebody up. So what I mean. So when did you know she was the right girl for you? And like I said, how happy does it make you that you found the right person to go through this life of what you're doing together, and that understands all of it because she's doing the shit too.
So like when I met her at in Mississippi in December, right? And it was like super magical, like first night. But then like honestly, like when we left the airport that next day, in my head I was like, well, I'll probably never see that girl again. Just because like we both lived on opposite sides of the country. But then like we stayed talking, we stayed texting, and we just stayed like really good friends. And then then I ended up moving out to Miami. And then she like had to get ready for her fight, so she kind of ghosted me for a while, but whatever. and but I figured, all right, she's getting ready for the Page fight. I get it. And so then after the Page fight happened, I had moved to Miami, and then I went back to California on a visit in March, and like that's what happened. I went out and visited her. She was in Ventura, which is like 3-hour drive. And I remember thinking like, fuck, I don't want to drive 3 hours. Ugh, like, all right, I guess I'll go see this girl. And then like we went, and it was just like boom, like I think she'll tell you too. It was just like the explosions went off in our brains and our hearts and everything. And I was like, that was it. And then I remember driving home. And I was like, yeah, man. I was like, I know, like, I'm not asking you to, like, put a title on it or be my girlfriend or anything. But I was like, but if you want me to, like, only talk to you and stop talking to everybody else, like, I'm totally 100% down. And she's like, I absolutely don't want you to talk to anybody else. I was like, I'm with it. Let's do it. And that was
so you said not talk to everybody else. I mean, how many people were you talking to before you, like, was there...
I was out in Miami, but I just meant like, I was real like, what's the word? I didn't want to come out and be like, oh my God, I want to be your boyfriend. I didn't want to seem like too like.
But you wanted to be your boyfriend.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
So that was like a casual way to say it fucking all worked out. So either way, it all worked out.
Sometimes it's okay when it's the right person. Say, hey man, I want to be with you. Like,
yeah,
just say it, fuck it. And if they say no, then you continue to talk to everybody else until somebody says yes, I guess. I don't know. But that's a good story, man. And it's funny because I can tell when you're talking about it, that it's real in your heart because you, anything I've ever spoken to you about, you're straight. You answer, boom. There's no like pause. There's no like little stutter, like, cause it's a happy stutter. It's like, you're nervous and you're still a little shy about your romance, and that's awesome. That's cute. I can see it, dude. Fucking, So for you guys out there, the heavyweight champ has feelings. Not on fight night though. On fight night, you come to fuck somebody up, but before fight night, he got feelings.
Yeah.
Britt, when he tells that story, is everything he said 100% true?
Yeah, I would say it is for sure. I think, for me, I think if anyone follows my past, I've had a lot of, it's hard for me to really let people in. You see me here, you see me there, but I really haven't been in a relationship for a really long time for obvious reasons. So when it came to Joey, I always remember saying, it's nice to be friends and be cordial and treat everyone, but when it comes to feelings, I always kind of put up a wall. And that's why he kind of says, like, I ghosted him a little bit because I just figured, at the end of the day, he's going to be what a guy is. And, guys are good at breaking faces and breaking hearts. So I kind of just try to keep and stay away from that. But he's right. In Ventura, when, he came back, we had this like one hug. And I just remember thinking, you know what, this is the one person I'm going to let my guard down for and not think that way and have that kind of new beginning start on not thinking the world is such a bad place and that people are, you're doomed to not have a forever love or a relationship that really cares about you. So when I finally let that wall down, things really started happening. And, it was one of those things that, like you said, flings, I've never been interested in flings and I never will be interested in a fling because for me, I'm so devoted to fighting and making a difference in the world and in my life. And I'm not going to let anybody in it and be a part of it unless they're going to be a forever difference. And Joey is that. He has been a forever difference and has definitely changed my life. In the world and in my life.
That's
and
awesome.
I'm not going to let anybody in it.
Like, I want to make a TV movie about you guys right now. Like, I just, it's like, it really just, it's such a cool story because, for what you guys do for a living right now is bare knuckle fighters. It's a tough thing, and, Joey's a man and Britain's a woman. And, I don't care that he knows that you're a fighter and you're a badass. There's probably a little piece of him, because I know it would be a little piece of me. Even if my wife was a fighter, I'd still be like, man, baby, I don't want you to fight. I don't want anybody to hit you, Because I can't punch the bitch in the face if she hurts you, because she's a girl, not allowed, Whereas, if a guy got near you, I'd fuck him up. So, it's a hard thing for both of you guys and it goes the other way. You don't want to see anybody hit your man and fuck him up. You don't want him to come out all fucked up and busted up. And that would suck, So, but you guys both understand what you're getting into. And it takes that person and being a fighter wife or a fighter husband. Not that you guys are married yet, but just, that's the term people use. I saw the winky wink. Uh-oh, what's going on there? Are we breaking news here, ladies and gentlemen? Maybe they got secretly married in Belfast, New York. Well, we're going to have to dig deep into this. Oh, my God. If that happened, that's fucking awesome. I'm going to ask you directly in a minute. But being a fighter husband, fighter wife is a tough thing to do because of what the other person does for a living. You guys understand it. You still may not like it, but at least you understand it enough to know why your spouse is doing that, and you can support them 100%. Where some people, even if they say they do, they truly never get it. But when Joey goes into a fight, in this next fight, I guess this will be the first fight since you guys are a couple. So this is going to be a whole new feeling for both of you. But when he goes in there, you're confident. You're training with him every day. He can fight. He's the champ. He's already defended the belt. But is there going to be that little piece of you, Britain, that goes, oh, it's my man, Because I think it would be natural.
I almost feel, obviously, for me, Joey has just, he's just amazing. When I see him spar a lot. And there's these guys that I'm kind of like, I've already been nervous. Like, he went to go spar Greg Hardy. And I was like, ooh, that guy's really big. And Joey just went in there. And, Joey does his damn thing, man. I can't be nervous for him because Joey takes care of himself. Like, every time I've tried to give him this speech, like, hey, now this guy, he does this, or this guy's really good. Joey looks at me and he's like, I got it. And I'm like, all right, you think you got it, but whatever. And he goes in, and you know what? He's got it. He's got it. So I'm not nervous. Obviously, my thing for him, I believe in him 100%. And I really feel that in the mental game, if you have that 1% doubt, that's where it kind of creeps in to be negative. And going forward with this fight, I have 100% belief in Joey. So I don't have to be nervous that he's going to lose. I don't have to be nervous that he's going to get hurt because I really know that 100% he's got it. So I'm not nervous. I was only nervous in the event that me and him would be fighting on the same card. And in that aspect, I would be extremely upset and nervous in the fact that, our tension would be divided, but we would have to do it. And, I was excited to do that and wanted to, but at the same time, definitely nervous on, okay, is he going to be there 100% for me? Maybe not, because I have to understand he's focused on his fight. And then vice versa, like if something happens to me, is that going to affect him and his
Right.
performance or whatever? But we don't have to worry about that now going forward. So, yeah, 100%. I'm honestly an antagonizer, so I think that's why Joey loves me. But so I'm the evil wife, like evil girlfriend. I'm the one that's like when he went to McDonald's, he's like, "All right, Britt, I'm gonna freak out on these people, just warning you." And I'm sitting there like, "Oh, yes, I can't wait, go." And then so
Did he
I'm
freak out on the people at McDonald's?
no, it was a miscommunication. So he was
He brought the
nice.
ice cream, so it was okay. You can't get mad at somebody who's giving you ice cream.
You can't
Yeah.
get mad at somebody that's giving you ice cream, man. I like that. And Brad Williams just Brad, and Brad, I'm glad you brought that up because I was about to bring it up. She said wife. So did you fucking guys go ahead and get married and not tell anybody?
No, we're speaking metaphorically. I mean, you said wife earlier, so I'm just going with
I know,
well.
but I used it in a certain connotation because to people that are the spouse are always referred to as fighter wife or fighter husband, even if the couple isn't married. That's just a term that goes around. But then you guys both started giggling a little bit. And I was like, So I'm not even going to ask you about the marriage stuff. We'll just leave that alone right now because I could go so fucking crazy with this. So, and maybe, Brent, what you were saying about, fighting on the same card, maybe it's best that you guys never fight on the same card, unless it's absolutely unavoidable. Let's say they go in BKFC Japan. Obviously, you're both going to want to get on that card. So then you might have to do it. Yeah, I'm with you. I wouldn't want to fight on the same card as my spouse. I'm already, and like you said, you guys work so closely together. You're going to count on each other in each other's corner, and God forbid, whoever fights first, if they get fucked up really bad, how will the other one respond?
Right. And I'm not saying
human.
it's never going to happen because
it'll happen.
It most
It could happen.
certainly is. And I almost look forward to it in a slight way just to say that we did it, but my answer would be totally different. Like how if you're nervous or like how nerves get into it, then my answer would be yes. But because we're not competing on the same card, I'm not nervous at all going into it. I'm excited and just can't wait to see Joey defend his belt for the third time.
Second time.
So it will be the third time he's competed for it.
Correct. So are you going to be in his corner?
No, I'm not. I think that he has, his coach Jason and then his coach Adam from California. And, I can really respect and appreciate like his loyalty to boxing and fighting. And that kind of goes with what you said. It's hard to be in a relationship and not understand how boxing and how the ties go. And, I get that. And so I'm going to be there for him 100%. And I'm going to be there in whatever way he needs. And if he needs me to be on the sidelines, I'm on the sidelines. If he wants me to be in his corner, I am. But, he's got, Adam has got his back 100%. I know that. And Jason loves him and has got his back. So I should be just nothing but happy for him that he has two incredible people behind him making sure he wins this fight.
There you go. So, Mr. Beltran,
Yes,
let's
sir.
talk about that fight real quick. Sam Shoemaker coming in. He wants to take the belt off you. He's a big, tough guy. He throws heavy hands. He's a heavyweight. I mean, this is this is that division where if you miss something slightly on head movement, and I mean, you guys can all put each other's lights out. There's no doubt about that. You can drop anybody like that. Sam can. Most of the other heavyweights can. I always ask this question. I always find it a little weird to ask a bare knuckle fighter because you're throwing hands with no gloves. Is it weird to be asked, what do you have to watch out for Sam, from Sam? I mean, are you more concerned about his left, his right, or working in the clinch against him? What's the thing about him that makes him a legitimate, dangerous opponent in your mind?
I mean, honestly, I have to respect his power, but at the same time, you can respect somebody's power and not be worried about it. There's nothing that he does that I'm worried about. He's he's a big right-handed fighter. He doesn't switch stances. He doesn't do anything out of the ordinary. It's gonna be a straightforward fight. Like, as far as he's gonna come and try to take my head off. Okay. Well, everyone's been trying to do that for the last 15 years of my life. Good luck. Good luck.
Good luck.
And I welcome the challenge, and I'm excited to go out there and perform and show some new stuff that I have been working on, and I hope, and I'm pretty confident that he's been working on some new stuff too. Like, I don't expect the same Sam Shoemaker to show up that's been showing up for the last 18 BKFCs. Me and him have both been here since day one.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, like, I was supposed to fight. Sam Shoemaker was my original opponent that I was given back in BKFC 1. So I researched him back then, and then my opponent got switched to Tony Lopez. But so I learned who Sam Shoemaker was way back then, and I watched all his footage and stuff. So that's definitely in the mental Rolodex. And
I like it.
Sam's a cool dude. Don't get me wrong, and we have very respectful, very cordial. Very, very pleasant as a coworker. But I'm not shaking his. You won't see me fucking shaking his hand or high-fiving him during the ring or doing none of that dumb shit. He better go somewhere else with that. I'm going in there to take him out and take him out as soon as possible.
Shake hands after the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's maybe. I don't know. I mean, but that's to me, that's the way to do it. Before the fight, I'm not shaking your hand. I'm not high-fiving you like, some of these guys do, during a fight. If they want me to touch gloves at the beginning of the fight, that's customary respect. I'll do that, and that's about it. After a fight, I'll shake your hand if I feel like I want to shake your hand. If I don't want to shake your hand, I don't want to shake your hand, and then the media can go, oh, well, you're an asshole. You didn't shake the guy's hand. Who gives a fuck? I hate when the media picks on dumb shit like that, like when Rhonda and Misha, oh, she didn't shake her hand. So the fuck what? Two girls don't fucking like each other. No, it's not fake. They don't like each other. Why would they want to shake hands? Fuck that shit. It's like, sometimes I think you guys get a bad rap for doing stuff that if I didn't shake somebody's hand, nobody gives a fuck, So because you didn't shake a guy's hand, because Britain didn't want to fucking shake Paige's hand, before the fight, really? I mean, that's what I'm saying, why? You guys were, bantering back and forth. This is a fight, so, but I love it, man. I love how you guys are. So now I got to ask you guys a couple of questions. Who steals the blankets? Britain does. I do it.
Ask him where his blanket is right now.
It's sitting in your hand. I see it right there. So, who drives the car more, you or Joey?
Me.
Yep. Who cooks?
Me.
Joey. Can you not cook, Britain, or you're just Joey's a better cook?
I'm gonna go ahead and say he's a better cook.
Yeah, because you don't want to say you can't cook. Joe's just a better cook than me. That's okay. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, I did just get the butter dish, so.
Joey ain't got no butter dish. What's up with that, bro?
That's right.
Oh man. When you guys are go out, if there is a problem at a restaurant, is it Joey or Britain that talk shit to the waitress?
Britain.
Yeah. Like my wife does that shit too. I'm like, girl, listen, talk shit to them after I get my food because I don't want my food spit in before I get it. But my wife, like, we'll go into the restaurant, and I order my food very specifically because I have health issues, so I have to order some stuff specific, make sure certain things aren't there. My wife does because they're just stuff the way she wants it, the way she wants it. But like the waitress going, "Hi, can I help you?" "Yeah, I want my sandwich and make sure." Like this is the first conversation that we're having, and I'm like, people are gonna spit my food and poison my shit. And we just sat down. We didn't even get a glass of water yet. She's like, "Make sure," she gets that Satan voice. That scares me. So is that you, Britain?
No, I don't. I used to be a bartender and a server, so I just have like a high standard on what they should do, and I'll be the one that like when they walk away, I'll tell Joey. I'll like bitch about it, and so they'll get evil looks. But if I was to get angry or upset, it would probably be from me. And I think we went to Waffle House one time. I think that's why Joey's laughing. We went to Waffle House one time, and this one girl kept saying, "Hey babe, you need any more coffee? Hey babe, do you need some more Tabasco? Hey babe, I can get your," and I'm like, all right, if she says babe one more time, I'm gonna have to say something. And
but what if she was saying "Hey babe" to you?
She was saying babe to Joey. For sure.
Hey, listen, does that bother you that, listen, even girls, first of all, girls are much more, I don't know, devious than men, I think. Like girls will know that that's your man, and
well, that's why she did it.
But I'm saying they'll still come at him. We're a guy. We don't.
What's funny is the girl, the server started turning it up on the babe volume once Britain was complaining about the song.
So she knew.
Or something. She complained about something, and then the girl started coming over and calling me babe. I was like, well,
damn. So she got right under your skin. She saw your weakness, Britain, and she attacked.
She did. She didn't know it was coming for her, though. I told Joey, she does it one more time, I'm snapping, and she never did.
Joe, are you worried about that? That one day she's gonna have to, snap on a bitch who's, coming at you a little bit because you're a good-looking dude, you're a star. I mean, there's gonna be girls that are going to come toward him. The same way Britain, guys are going to come at you regardless. Well, maybe a little less because he is the heavyweight champ, and that's a little scarier than, I guess, and women, y'all have bigger balls when it comes to going right up to somebody. I don't care if that's your man, girl. I'm going to get him. Y'all are crazy like that. Yeah, Brad. Hang on one second. Brad Williams, you are live.
I definitely have healthy fear if somebody were to actually do that in front of Britain. Yeah. I don't think she would go 0 to 100 real quick on somebody. I can see her doing that.
And I'm looking at her face, and I see her. She's getting mad just thinking about it, bro. Hey, Britt, listen. I'm gonna give you one piece of advice on the relationship side like this. You know what? Take it as a compliment that girls are gonna try to go at him because they just know that you have something that's really good, and they're just jealous. And they can, throw a smile at him or shake a titty at him. Joey's still going to be with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I mean,
I don't, Chris, I don't think you know who the hell you're talking to right now.
I do. But see, listen, I'm not in the same house with her. I'm safe over here, bro.
I know. Yeah. I'm in the other room too.
I know you are.
Nobody's shaking no titties at me. All right.
No. I know there's nobody shaking no titties at you. But even at an event, Britain could be standing right there, and some girl could be walking by, and she'd go, "Hi, champ," and just throw that move at you. It's gonna happen. And you know what? Like I said, girl, take it as a compliment. Now, if some scandalous bitch really tried to sleaze up on your bro, you do what you got to do. But girls are gonna be, girls are gonna want to, get near the champ. And it's the same. The flip side is, you're a pretty girl and you can beat people up. That guys like that shit. So there's going to be guys that come at you, but it's part of the game. This boy, Brad Williams, watching goes, "Shake a titty, somebody." Oh my God, I'm fucking dead. Oh, I'm so dead. Man, you know what, man? You guys are really fucking cute. I love it. It makes me, like I said, I love people being in love. My wife and I we're gonna start a wedding business one day and do these really awesome fucking extravagant weddings, like crazy shit. Like I'm not even kidding. Because we love that much. That's what our life's about, man. she does her job, I do my job, and we don't have friends they hang out with. We hang out with each other, man. That's where we want to be. I mean, I got friends, but I don't like any of them enough to hang out with them, so I don't. The people I like to hang out with the most are fighters. Talk to you guys doing my interviews and shit like this. She's in the other room working, and I'm in here working. Yeah. But this is awesome, man. Did any of the other BKFC people tease you guys a little bit, like go, like what they bust your balls a little bit since you guys are now a couple, or is everybody all in on the king and queen?
Honestly, I'm actually surprised, but I feel like everybody is really in on the whole king and queen thing. I don't even think me and Joey say it that much as other people do. And I kind of didn't want to, because I didn't want it to think like I was setting, that statement so quick, so soon. But I think really every day me and Joey get closer and closer, and everyone can see it for really what it is. And I think we let the people decide, and the fighters, and we let our coworkers coin it for us. And we don't hashtag it anymore,
Nope.
or at the beginning, and we don't really hashtag it that much. We say
I like it. She said anymore.
Well, yeah, we say it. We do say it, but
of course,
it's more now than it was in the beginning. And I think that people do it more for us than we do it.
It's cool. Fuck it.
Yeah.
It's a cool thing. Listen, you guys are the king and queen, or the power couple of BKFC. I like it. We got the heavyweight champ, and we've got the woman who won the most high-profile fight in BKFC history. And you guys are together. I think it's a cool thing, and ride it out, enjoy the fuck out of it, man. And if people want to call you guys the king and queen, get yourself some fucking crowns and fucking represent. Fucking walk, big old crowd.
That's what's
walk
up.
and do that shit. Fuck it, man. You only go around this crazy world one time.
So true.
And you got to enjoy the moments, man, and make fun with it. I mean, I have a pair of Vans that I got my wife and my picture on it from our wedding. It's like, and people laugh at me, and they're like, "Dude, that's so fruity." I said, "I don't give a shit if you think it's fruity. My wife and I think it's adorable." And we got matching pairs. We got matching pairs. Like, they're so cute. I'll send you a picture. Hey, listen, I'll send you a picture. You get them on the Vans website. Fucking, it's $80 for a pair.
Oh.
So you just look. What's she doing here? Trying to pinch your head?
Light it up. Boom.
I love it. I fucking you did it. That was awesome. So yeah, get yourself some crowns. Get yourself some crowns and some big old robes, and walk around, and just when next time you go to an event that neither of you are on the card, just show up with the whole fucking thing.
Oh man, that would be some shit.
Dude, that would be fucking awesome. And just make an entrance, dude. Just walk into that shit like, that's right. King, queen. What?
I love it.
Oh man.
And sit right up in the front row, make people fucking bring you fucking beverages and big gold glasses. I mean, just go all out, dude. Fucking, I'm all into it. Monica McCullough, she said, Joey is without question an absolute gentleman and treats Britain literally like a queen.
Thank you, Mother.
You know what? Who's that?
That's my mom.
Oh, hey, listen, if a mom says it, it's got to be
true.
right, because you can't treat a mom as baby girl. Even if baby girl's a badass fighter, you still can't treat her like shit and not piss off mama. So if you got mom approval, Joey, you locked in, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that means that ring better come soon, because mama ain't gonna sit around and wait too long.
Sooner than you think. Sooner than you think.
Oh shit! Did we already get the ring? Did we already do this?
No, not yet. I'll tell
I was
you
like,
what,
girl,
man,
you better
this fucking fight. If this fight got postponed, it was supposed to be the 21st. We're at least gonna have to wait till the 27th now after this fight's over.
I was gonna say, if you already did that shit, girl, you better show me that rock and be like, hey.
I know. Trust me. When that moment comes, I know. I just, again, I 100% just foresee. I can't see my life without Joey and him being by my side the way he has been. So Whenever, when you know, and
Y'all gonna make me cry.
that's all you got to say. So I look at it like that. I don't have to invest in, like you said, you only go around this planet once. And, you know, I'm happy with my life right now with Joey. He's done so much. So I'm very, very happy with how my life is. And it can only get better. And in that aspect, if and when it gets better, I promise I'm sure I'm already great at talking and showing my emotions and my feelings, and I'm sure the feeling will erupt everyone. And let me tell you this, everyone will fucking feel it.
Everyone will. It's a feeling,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Feeling. Everybody will feel it. And love does that. Other people do feel it.
Yeah.
They know. They go, "Wow, that's awesome." That's what me and my wife are all about. Like I knew. My wife. I'll tell you quick. My wife and I dated a long time ago when we were younger, um, and it was a fling. But it wasn't a bad fling. It was just that was what we both needed at that point in our lives, and that's what we did. And we never fought. We never got angry at each other. We just went separate ways. And then years later, and this is a true story, and she hates that I have this over her, but I do. She reached out to me through my Kate Sarah Christopher James Facebook page. And over the years we had seen each other periodically here and there at different spots. Always good, blah blah blah. So about 8 years ago, she reached out to me on my Kate site page and made sure to let me know that she was single, because that was also part of our problem. Whenever it was, never the right timing and all that stuff. So she was about 3 hours away, and unlike Joey, who had that, do I really want to make the drive? I hit her back on the message. We got on the phone, and I was in the car heading down to Fort Myers. That's how that went. Now we got a room, yeah, and but we've been together every day ever since. I told her at some point early in us, dating that, we'd end up getting married, and I was right. And I did ask her one day, because I was like, I said, you're a beautiful girl. In the beginning of this, I said, what made you hit me up? And after all the time and everything, she goes, why? And I just went, oh yeah, talk about an ego boost. When you get a girl that's been a long time and she says, you got that thing that makes mama sing, hey, it's twins.
Oh my god, I love it.
It's always guys having to say, that good you got, baby. That's what made me. No, it was the other way around. Just throwing it out there. One for the men. Fuck yeah, we don't get a lot of wins, so this one's for us.
Yeah, that's great.
Score one for the good guys.
But score one for the good guys. But like I said, we're still together, and we still learn shit about each other every day. Like we didn't even live together till we got married. I didn't want to live with her till we got married. I tried to go a little old school, and it was for a reason, because all the other shit in life that I tried never worked. So I had to flip the script around and make some adjustments, and I'm glad I did, because now life is awesome every day.
Oh, and you have matching Vans.
We have matching Vans. We got some matching shirts. We're goofy. We are cheesy. Some of our friends hate us. We'll post pictures. Because we're happy. Listen, we just had our 5-year wedding anniversary, and I said something in a post that I put up, and I said, sometimes I feel guilty about how happy we are, and sharing that with other people, because I don't believe that everybody gets what I'm getting in life every day. Some people are in a relationship for a long time, and they just stay because they're afraid to go back out on their own, or they're just comfortable, or it's my life is an adventure every single day with this woman, and we learn something new about each other every day. We discover something about life together every day, and that's the way it's supposed to be. So in my mind, I'm the most blessed man on the planet, because I have that with somebody, and that's real. You guys hear me talk goofy and funny on the show, but that's my heart. I'm making Britain cry right now, because it's true, though, because you can feel what I'm saying. It's a feeling, like you said, it's a feeling, and it's the best damn feeling I've ever had in my life, and nothing will ever compare. And you know, I can't imagine. You know, we don't spend a lot of time away. Sometimes I have to travel to go do a fight, and she, you know, a couple of days. But she's never like left to go anywhere. She's always home, you know. But there was one time she was going down to visit her mom or her sister or something. She was gone for like a day and a half. And when she came home, I looked at her. I said, "You know what? I haven't been this lonely since we've been together." It was the most bizarre feeling. Even though, you know, we're on the phone, video chatting the whole day, I felt so alone because she wasn't right there. It was so weird. That's how much I love her. You know, that's how much we love each other. So you guys seem like you have a lot of that going on too, and it only gets better.
Thank you, man. That's badass.
Yeah, man. I don't give a shit if you guys ever win fights again or if you ever fight again. I hope this works out longer than your fighting careers.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know what? Like, I said it. It makes a lot of like really true. Like, if I fought all those years in UFC and all those wins, all those losses, and then fucking fought in bare knuckle, the most wildest form of fighting out there, just to win a title, just to get sat in VIP next to Britain Hart, then all this fucking last 15 years was worth it.
Amen, brother. Amen. That's all. Oh, you know what? I did forget. I got to go back to the fighting shit. I was all on the happy love life and shit. I totally forgot. I had to ask you guys. You guys are the first bare knuckle guests I have had on since I broke this story that starting July 1st, no more gloves, no more nothing when you're in Florida. It's all in. Joey, what the fuck do you think about that, bro?
Britt, have we had this conversation before?
I just like to. I asked him the question.
Oh no. No, it's funny because I forgot. I get hit in the head a lot. I tend to forget stuff, and I've asked Britain Hart the same question like 3 times. So like, I personally like those little pads, those little hand pad thingies. I like them.
Go up right here.
Yeah. I mean, they obviously don't cover our knuckles or anything, but I like the sense of weight. I like the support. The spongy, like it adds extra pad, like for blocking and defense.
Cool.
So I like them. So I mean, whatever. I'll take it or leave it. If they tell us we can't use them or we're not allowed to use them, whatever. It's all good. I fought in other states as well where we just use the tape, so it's no big deal. But me personally, I like the pads, the glove, half glove things.
What about you, B?
So I personally hated the little glove thing. I was like, this is so stupid. And I used to cuss about it and be like, this is ridiculous and they're idiots. And then after my first fight with them on, I was like, oh, they're not that bad. So my second fight, I was used to them. So I've actually fought 2 without them and 2 with them. And again, I was pissed off when I found out I had to wear them. So it kind of goes back to, I'm with Joey on this one. I'll take it or leave it. If I have it, awesome. If I don't, whatever. I thought they were stupid to begin with.
Yeah, there you go. Well, no, listen, everybody thought they were stupid. And, I'm really happy that Florida worked, since the first show they did here with BKFC, to get this into effect, to really, make this bare knuckle the purest, form of what it once was, but today. So I'm glad that they did that. It's going to be awesome, and to see people just take off and just, because some people are like, well, it's not true bare knuckle. Well, now they have nothing to say because now fucking just knuckles, bitches. And it was just, so you all know, it was just knuckles, bitches before because the pad only covered here. It didn't cover their damn knuckles. So it was always knuckles. So nah, if you didn't think so. People think they know shit. They don't know shit. Well, it's not real bare knuckle. Fuck, dude, let them hit you. That's all I say. Let them hit you.
All right.
Let's see. Is there anything else? Couple of new girls got signed. What's your thoughts on Pearl? And who's the other girl that just got signed? Or do you even care?
To be honest with you, I stopped caring when they started signing. It was like at first they'd be like new signing. I'd be like, oh wow, and then the next day new signing. Oh wow, next day new signing. Oh wait, what? So I actually stopped because all these new signings, none of these girls have been put on the cards yet. I've been trying to fight, and it seems like a lot of these girls are either out on injury or not serious about really starting. So once they get in there, we'll see what they're about. Again, it seems like, as I move up the career, and I think that I am the true #1 bare knuckle fighter for the female division. As we're moving up there, we'll see what it's about, and I'll have to fight for that spot and get that spot definitely convincingly. So I'm planning and ready to do that. But nobody, I really honestly don't think anyone is a threat to me in bare knuckle. I'm training as hard as I can. I think I have all the right recipe to be the best and #1 BKFC female. And so that's, whatever girl comes in. Again, it's kind of funny because I was telling Joey, they threw me to the wolves before in the start of my career. I was always thrown to the wolves. So what do I care about anything coming up? Because I've already faced, monsters. I've faced monsters bigger than them. So right now, I know I have experience and I trust my team and the support and the belief system and the skills that I've developed. And I don't think anyone can top or match that. And I'd like to see them try.
Is there anybody that you want next? I know you'll fight anybody you've already proven you'll fight whoever they tell you to fight. But if they give you a choice to pick an opponent, is there somebody you would call out first?
Yeah, I would definitely call out Jenny Savage first. I think for multiple reasons. I think it's gone back and forth on it. And I try to just ignore her because I think that she's stupid. But, some of the stuff she says is just ridiculous. So, like newsflash, I eat corn the long way. Sorry. Spoiler alert. I live with my amazing, handsome, strapping boyfriend, soon to be husband. So yeah, I happen to eat corn the long way, bitch. So but whatever. She's just disrespectful, man.
I eat corn. That might be the best shit ever said on my show ever.
Soundbite.
Hey,
just like you said, Chris, you said you had skills. Well, all right.
Hey! Well, that just makes a happier marriage. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I guess my wife eats corn the wrong way too. Fucking, the long way, whatever the fuck we just said. That's awesome. And fuck me, man. This is. I'm gonna Justin Sims. If you're still watching, look what your mom put up.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I wonder if she's saying she's proud of you, or is she saying I eat corn the long way too? I don't know what the hell's going on here tonight, man. What the?
The show is taking a left turn.
Yeah.
A hard left.
But you know what? That's why my show is so fun, because I don't plan anything. It just happens how it happens. And tonight we're talking about eating corn the long way and fucking how it's a good thing. So, we cover everything on this show, guys. And if you don't understand what eating corn the long way is, then fucking you don't deserve to have anybody eat corn the long way, is all I can say to you. Here it comes, the statement of the night. Read it, Britt.
Oh my God.
Monica,
Hey, listen, I'm leaving my own show. I'm out of here.
Inject. Oh my God. Yes.
Oh, I'm fucking crying. This is great. Sorry. Mom, don't be sorry, Monica. Don't be sorry whatsoever. We love you.
Yeah. Too funny. Ooh, yes. This is why you have couples on your show.
No, listen,
oh man.
I've had a couple other couples on, but it never went this far. Like, your mom keeping it going. Like, she's like, was we just too good to pass up? I'm just...
I have a 6-pack now.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
So Justin Sims, if you're still watching, dude, Justin Sims, I guess we're at like 120 of the show. So I gotta write this down. 1 hour and 20 minutes into the show. Some shit went down. I'm gonna have to make some clips of this because it's too much. It's just too much.
Oh my God.
I can't even, man. Oh man. Oh.
So, to piggyback on that, yes, I'm tired of all the stupid stuff that stupid girl says. So I would like to shut her stupid mouth up.
Yeah.
And that's who I'm saying who's next. We'll see. But honestly, when it comes down to it, I really want the belt too. So I want the title more than anything. And I think they don't want to give me the title against some girl who's 1-0 who beat Sheena Spar. So maybe if I get the title shot.
Why are you laughing, Chris?
Just because your girl, your girl just says stuff and she's just real with it, and the way she delivers, man, it's just funny. It's like 'cause you see how she said it, dude? She's like, "Go," because she beat Sheena Star. Perfect eye roll. I mean, I mean, she. What I laugh at is I like when people are just straight up honest, and when they, when they talk, but they use like other parts of their body when they're talking, whether they're talking with their hands or they roll their eyes or they do shake the head. I laugh because it just they're speaking the truth, and most people don't. So it makes me laugh when people do it, and they make it entertaining as they're doing it.
Right. So so exactly. So I'm just, I really want the title. I want that more than anything. That's my number one goal. So however I have to get that, however I have to do it, that's what's next for me. But if in the case the title isn't next and I have to pick out a person, I would love to shut her mouth up and really just show her what it's all about.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think and in my opinion, I think you have to, and that's a good fight. That's a good fight for them to make. So you beat her, and then you got to beat somebody else, and then I think you have to say, all right, I should get a title shot. The win against Paige was outstanding for you. It brought you some recognition that you deserve, and now you have to back it up because you just beat her. So it's like so Jenny, but then you probably got to call out Pearl or one of the other girls that have a big name next to them, and you have to be like. Either of you guys watch professional wrestling?
Yeah, honestly.
So you know Randy Orton, right?
Right.
He's the legend killer. So you have to become Bret Hart, the name killer. That's what you got to do.
Oh, I always said that. I said I wanted to be like, but because I'm one of those that is an advocate for following your dreams and chasing your dreams. I never wanted to be like the dream killer, but I wanted to be like the name taker. Like, I'll take your name, I'll take your fans, I'll take everything. So I like saying that I'm going to do that. And I typically do. So yeah, those new girls, I'm more than ready. I don't think, I really wanted to call out and wanted to fight them, but I figured it'd be unfair. They don't have experience and they don't know what they're getting into. So let them have their first fight first. And then after that, I think, Paige beats Rachel, and I think Paige is better than Pearl. So I'm really happy to fight both of them.
There you go. So she's got a hit list there, Joey. I like it. And she knows she wants to be the name taker. That's a good goal to have, because if you take out all the names, you make yours bigger, and fucking people will have to stand up and pay attention.
Exactly.
So that's the way to do it. I mean, you can take girls with no names and beat them, and people will watch some, but that's the right path. And one down, right?
One down.
3 to go, 2, 3 to go. I don't know if I
Yeah, I'll take them all. I mean, eventually I want to, I'm not running from the rematch against Misfit either. I want that fight,
Oh, I know you do.
There's a lot more that goes into it, and it gets under my skin too. But, I'm ready for that fight too. So that's another one. I'm really ready to, go back and fix all my mistakes. I'm ready for the Beck fight. I still think I won that fight. I think I should be, 3-1 respectfully in bare knuckle right now, but that's not the way it is. And that's not how the hand is dealt. So I want to go back and get that win too. So when Beck Rollins comes back, hey, you've been missing out on the action.
She's going to take them all out, Joey.
Get her.
And, yeah. I love it, man. Well, listen, this is going to go down to one of my favorite conversations with people. Because, we got to talk serious. We got to talk relationship. We got to talk boxing. We got to talk bare knuckle fighting. We learned about some produce, and, you couldn't ask for a better show, man.
Absolutely.
So here's a question from the crowd. Do you guys partake in the devil's lettuce? Do you know what that means?
Yeah. No, I retired.
What?
He's talking about marijuana.
Oh.
Devil's lettuce is marijuana.
Oh. Wait.
That's
Okay.
awesome. But so he wanted to know. Joey said no. Britain,
Put the question up again.
do you? He's asking, do you
smoke
smoke
the
weed?
reefer?
Oh, I plead the fifth.
And with that, I'll take a hit. That one's for you guys.
Yeah.
Too funny. Yeah, you need it.
You guys enjoy the rest of your night, man. This was cool.
Thank you.
It was a lot of fun. We'll definitely do this again. And I appreciate the time. Joey, good luck in your fight coming up.
Oh yeah.
Britain, good luck to you with whatever fight you get. And both of you, my heart with you guys on your journey of love together, man. That's fucking awesome. And all I'm going to say on my way out the door is, yeah, you guys are crazy. I was going to say something else, but you guys are making it worse than what I was going to say, so we're just going to leave it be. I love both of you, man. This has been so much fun. You guys enjoy your nights. God bless you both, man, and I'm happy you found each other, man, and, keep that shit rolling.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
King and Queen, Britain Hart, and Joey Beltran stepping out, and it's a love connection and bare knuckle fighting. Who would have thought that's where, romance would be found? But we're going to move out of the bare knuckle fighting squared circle, and we're going to talk to a man who plies his skills inside the octagon of the UFC. When he got his contract, I said to people, this kid's going to be dangerous. And then, he had a fight a little while back, and, he proved me right. I like when I'm right. So we're going to welcome him in right now, the Mr. Man himself, El Jefe, the one and only Jeff Moilina. Jeff, how are you, bro?
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
I'm happy to be alive today, man. Happy to be alive, man. Life is good. As long as I get to wake up, anything's possible. So, what about you? How's things going today, man?
I'm good, brother. Doing well. I'm here with my pup. Got a pup right after this fight. My little
dude. How cute is that?
Living large. Feeling good and healthy, and good to be here talking to you.
Great to have you on here. So, man, let's just last time we spoke was after your Contender Series win. And then we waited for your UFC debut. You had your UFC debut. You took home, in my opinion, a beautiful unanimous decision. You really showed a lot of people that you are exactly like I said when I advertised you, that you're going to be a problem for a lot of people, man. And I don't think that a lot of them realize it. But let's talk about fight week for you, the first fight week. And it's not just a fight week. It's not like a normal fight week where you just show up, out, this and that. You fought at UFC 261, the first big event with fans back, Usman Masvidal. And this is your first UFC fight week. So you are one of the new guys that actually got to experience a fight week in over a year. The real way it's supposed to be, with media and posters and all that, man. So take us through that for you, Jeff Moilina, because I love hearing that experience from every fighter that goes through there, because everybody has such a different take on it. And I can already see a little bit of your face like, yeah, that shit was dope.
Yeah. No, 100%, man. You're not wrong in that sense. It was awesome. It was sick, man. Like, it was everything I pictured it being. This is something I've envisioned thousands of times. Like, I started the sport when I was 14 years old, so as many times as you can throughout the years since then. So yeah, what was really cool, man, is my teammate Grant Dawson, may have heard of him. He's 5-0 in the UFC.
Oh, I know who he is.
Future world champ.
GKD, baby. GKD.
Yeah. Have you got him on here yet?
I was supposed to have him on a while ago, and then he had that issue, and then when he came back, we've just never touched base, and I've hit him up a couple of times, but I don't know. You track him.
I'll talk to him, brother.
Talk to him. Tell him I'm a fun show, dude.
Trying to go Hollywood on you. Yeah.
Hey,
I'll talk to him.
Listen, you get him to come on, dude. I'll send you ice cream. I don't know. I'll send you donuts.
Yeah,
I got you, bro.
I got donuts right in front of me, man. I got some donuts today. But fight week, man, it was sick. It was everything I thought it'd be. But what was cool, Grant, the day before I left for Florida, he kind of gave me a little talking, and he was like, "Man, smell the flowers. Smell the flowers a little bit." He said that's one thing he wished he would have done in his first 2 fights in the UFC. Is like he was so infatuated and winning, which that's kind of the way it should be. Like we share that same mindset. I guess is why he talked to me, because he knows that's all I care about. But he told me to smell the flowers a little bit, enjoy fight week, and that's what I did, man. I enjoyed the process. I enjoyed cutting weight, as shitty as that could be. You can tell I'm a little big right now, so I cut a good amount of weight to make the flyweight limit. And
what's big for you?
Man, Tyler Mint, my nutritionist, might be upset, but man, I get heavy. I get high 50s, sometimes low 60s. For a 25er, that's a lot.
Tyler ain't going to get mad at you. I mean, Tyler's a good dude. He understands, and he takes pride in being able to get you down. So whatever you do while you're not under his expert tutelage, and when he's not at your house cooking your meals, he's just going to make you pay for it later. But is that dog making a little squeaky noise?
He is. I'll get him to stop.
No, I don't care if he does it. I just didn't know if you were like playing with the squeaky toy to keep him, calm, or if it was actually the dog.
It's the dog. He's just chewing on a little squeaky toy.
Good for him.
Just hanging out. But man, I'm super about my stuff when I'm in camp. I don't cheat. I maintain a very strict diet, but outside of fight camp, I enjoy being a fat kid sometimes. So
hey, it's okay, man. And you're young, so for you, a 25-pound, 30-pound cut, while it's stupid, you're still young enough where you can handle it. But I highly recommend you, just from years of seeing people do this, if you're going to stay at 125, then, roll in at 135, 140 max, dude. And that way you don't kill yourself in these, because the weight cut is the hardest part of it, dude. Even with Tyler and, a good guy like that in your nutrition corner, it still sucks, dude.
100%, man. I agree. Paul Felder actually spoke about that in his retirement post, or he was on Juan, I think, and he talked about that, man. So right now I'm walking pretty low, actually, or lower than, I shouldn't say pretty low, but lower than what I usually walk around at. So
well, that's good.
I could probably make 25 in 6 weeks. So, but back to fight week, man. So I enjoyed the process of cutting weight. I enjoyed talking to media. I enjoyed the interviews. I enjoyed the photo shoots they did, and I just kind of let it all sink in, and just I enjoyed signing posters. Like, just enjoyed the process, and it was cool, because I don't think I would have done that had Grant not told me to. I think I would have just been not thinking about the fight, but just that's the only thing that I would have cared about, versus caring about the process.
Yeah, and I'm glad he told you that too, because you only get one first fight week, and the fact that your first fight week was such an important historic event for the UFC and the sport and the country and the world, really overall. You got to stop and smell all those flowers, kiss all the babies, do all that stuff, take all the pictures, shake every hand you can, and just enjoy that, because no matter what, you never get another first time, so hopefully you always make the best of it. I want to ask you something about the weight thing. Would you ever be able to live and walk around at, like, let's say 125 to 130? Can you do that?
Dude, I was just watching the first couple minutes of The Ultimate Fighter. I just got home. I was teaching a kickboxing class, but I just got home, and man, what a fucking tournament. These guys have to make weight several times in a month, and that is ridiculous. I could early on as a pro, I wasn't cutting much weight, man. I'm finally starting to grow into my man body, so I carry weight a lot easier, man. I used to, be a fat kid outside of camp, and the weight wouldn't just add on as much as it does now, right? Like, I eat a burger now and I lose an ab, so the weight just gets packed on a little bigger, but it's good too, because now I cut a good amount to make the flyweight limit, and I feel like I'm a good size flyweight now. If you watch my last fight, you might disagree with that, because that dude was fucking huge.
That was a big dude.
That was a big guy. He was a big guy.
Like,
he was building
is this guy really a fucking flyweight?
He made me look like a strawweight, dude. And this was the first time where I cut.
You looked like an atom weight, dude. It was scary.
Man, this was the first time where I cut a good amount of weight, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna be huge tomorrow night. Like, I did. I felt huge. After I rehydrated and got the liquids back in me, and then got some food in me, I felt big, man. I felt good. I felt like Jesus after rehydrating, and I was like, man, I'm gonna be huge. And then I looked across, I'm like, man, this guy's fucking big, But what were we talking about? The weight cut?
Yeah, well, I was asking
Cutting weight. Yeah.
if you felt you could just normally just walk between 125 and 130 on a regular basis and make that your walk weight.
I think I can make my walk weight low 40s, probably high 30s. Which a 15-pound cut for flyweight isn't too bad, man. That's about the normal. That's kind of what I cut from like the night before. So that I think I could walk around that, and then on fight week just diet down to like 32, 33, and make the cut very, very, very easy.
The reason I'm asking is because the conversation always comes up, who's the best at this weight class? Who's the best at this weight class? Who's the best ever in a weight class? And the one that I always get into a debate with everybody, because they all tell me I'm fucking wrong, but I'm right, is, and I'll ask you, who is the greatest lightweight champion in UFC history? We'll see who your answer.
Lightweight champion.
Greatest lightweight champion.
I feel like if I say Khabib, you're going to tell me I'm wrong. Are you going to disagree?
Well, just tell me who you think it is.
Khabib.
Okay, and I'm going to tell you why I disagree. The greatest lightweight champion in UFC history is one man, and that one man is Frankie Edgar. Do you know why?
He was undersized for the weight class and was beating people up at that weight class. I kind of weight to make that weight.
He walked in at 155 because that was his walk-around weight. He didn't cut weight. He went into fights fully hydrated, full strength, no disadvantage physically, mentally, because his brain didn't lose any fluid, fighting guys that were 175 and 180 on fight night and beating them. So he's the true only lightweight champion to me that, if Khabib stayed and, ran off, 10 title defenses, okay, I got to give it to Khabib for that. But Frankie would be number 2. But, Khabib retired, he's got one more title defense than Frankie did. And the fact that Frankie did it at 155, because, he'd walk into the weigh-in day and he'd take a shit and he'd be on weight. I mean, that's it, and it was only because he was weighing 155.3 ounces because he ate breakfast, Yeah. So I always talk to guys about emulating that part of what Frankie did, because then you would be the guy with the advantage. Forget the guy that's bigger. It doesn't matter if he's a little bit bigger. You proved that already. Guy can be bigger, a little stronger, but doesn't mean he's going to win the fight. But the guy who's in the best physical condition, for their cardio to be on point, no loss in the gas tank, no loss in the mental, no loss in your physical strength, and then carrying all that extra weight, in 24 hours sucks. I feel that fighters don't get to perform 100%. So I ask fighters periodically if they could walk at their fight weight. For you also, because you said, you're still growing into your man body. So 125, I think, would be difficult. That's why I asked. Because I don't think you do it. Not because I just don't think you can, because you're growing. You're still growing. So maybe 135 in a few years, because you'll eventually move up, I'm guessing. And maybe you can walk at 135 and beat people up at 135.
If I was fighting in one FC, I could be hydrated at 135-ish, because that's their weight class, right? Flyweight's at 135, 136. My only argument with your Frankie thing would be, I agree with you. I agree with you that like what he did, being undersized at that weight class and being a champion, is crazy, man. Like fighting big dudes like Benson Henderson. My only argument would be that the sport's evolved, man, to where everyone's legally cheating now. You got Max Holloway, who's a 45er, walks around high 80s, which is fucking insane. Yeah. So everyone's legally cheating now, and I could wholeheartedly say that Frankie could not do what he did. Like Frankie, even in his prime, could not mess with anybody in the top 10 at 155. I don't see Frankie beating Justin Gaethje. I don't see Justin beating Frankie beating Paul Felder.
But you're comparing guys that are somewhat different eras. It's like that's why it's hard to really give a best ever in any sport because of what you just said. Could the baseball players of today's game compete with the 1927 Yankees? Maybe, maybe not. Could the 27 Yankees handle the pitching of some of these guys today? They're throwing 104 miles an hour, fucking the ball's going. Could any of them, outdo the fucking New England Patriots? Can they beat Jordan? Can they beat Kareem? I mean, there's always the argument. But for me, if I have to pick a greatest, it's because of what he did and how he did it. Even though, Khabib defended it one more time than Frankie, So for me, it's not even clear cut that should be number one. Although he's undefeated, so you got to give him that. But 13 of his or 14 or something, 13 of his 29 wins were against real tomato cans with a combined record of 60 and 340. I mean, so you take it with a grain of salt when a guy gets undefeated, even Fedor. I mean, some guys are like, oh, he's undefeated. Well, he fought some shitty guys at the beginning, man. I mean, so how much credit do you give?
Yeah.
But
no, Chris,
anyway,
I respect the argument. One last thing on it. The only thing that would put another thing into consideration would be like the way they're handling these fights. Like Frankie had some very competitive fights with like Benson Henderson, with Gray Maynard, even as to where Khabib's like completely dominating these guys. That would just be another argument I would add. But I completely understand where you're coming from. Like what Frankie did was fucking unprecedented, and it's crazy to see a guy who was even undersized at 45. Like this guy should have been at 35 for pretty much his whole career if he wanted to legally cheat like the rest of the fighters. But yeah, man, Frankie's a G, and that's one dude. I saw him when I was in Vegas for Contender Series, and I told myself I wasn't going to fanboy over anybody that week. And I saw him, and I was like, dude, I need to get a picture with Frankie. So Frankie is the man.
It's cool that you just said you go, I wasn't going to fanboy over anybody, but then you see somebody that you can't help but fanboy over. Frankie's that guy.
I
he's
legit
a cool
grew up watching
dude.
Frankie. Yeah, I had to, man.
Yeah, you had to. Of course you did, dude. If you didn't, I think I'd be disappointed. I'd be like, bro, why didn't you go over it? I mean, and you could fanboy, but you introduce yourself. Hey, I just made it to the UFC. Part of the reason I'm here is I watched you growing up, man. Honor, and even if you don't get the picture, just the fact that you get to say hello, because sometimes the picture is unnecessary. Sometimes you just get the moment, So like if you ever meet me in public, man, I'll shake your hand, but I don't know if you need to get a picture.
I might even get a picture with you, brother.
I don't know if you're worthy, Totally playing. All right, so we go through fight week, all the lead up to the fight. Now you're making the walk. You're making that first walk to the octagon. I know you fought in the Contender Series, but you're not even in Vegas for this, so you're not at the Apex. Live crowd, biggest crowd probably you've ever fought in front of. Again, the worldwide audience was phenomenal for it. And here comes El Jefe making his walk to the octagon for the first time. Take us down that path with you as you made your way to the octagon.
Man, it was that part was surreal. I'm not gonna lie. It was walking out and you hear maybe because I'm American. When I walked out, the crowd erupted, which was cool. And then I walked out to some BIG. I used to walk out to BIG when all my kickboxing Muay Thai fights when I was underage and like 16, 15 years old. That would be my walkout song. So I brought that back for the debut. And man, I don't know if people like Biggie in Florida, but they went crazy. So that was surreal, man. That walkout was really cool. I have a habit that I've done for all my fights is I don't walk out. I kind of sprint out. I try to just shorten up the time that it takes me to fight. It's something I've busted my ass over like the last 10, 12 weeks to get ready for. So I don't want to delay it anymore by doing a slow walkout. So
that's a Frankie move. You know that, right?
Yeah, Frankie does that, man. But I've done that since like the very
first. That's what I'm saying.
Fight.
That makes it even cooler that you got the fanboy on it. When I first did
it, it was more like a nervous thing. It was like, oh fuck, But now it's just like it's just what I do.
That's cool.
Kind of like my teammates talk about it. Oh, there goes Jeff running out to the walkout. Like even when I was fighting on the local scene. So yeah, I ran out there and just seeing. I mean, there wasn't 15,000 people when I fought, maybe like 6,000, 7,000. But I look around and I see 7,000 maskless people, and I'm like, this is insane. Especially at that time. Florida's never really believed in COVID, so that was kind of cool just to look around.
I love living here. We got the best governor in the country, man. Make America Florida. That's the hashtag. There you go. Make America Florida or Texas now too. So.
Yeah, it was sick, man, and. Just looking around and seeing, UFC personnel that I see all the time on TV, and I'm like, man, I've seen these people on TV for years, so that was cool, brother. And then, obviously walking in and having Bruce Buffer announce me was awesome. I was trying to feed off the energy. My teammate Julian Marquez told me, he's like, man, you're fighting in front of fans, first event back. He's like, I love fighting in front of fans, and he told me something he does is he calls it a cheap pop. Meaning like he just feeds off the energy. So he before he gets in the cage, will just raise his arms up and hear the crowd erupt and kind of feed off the energy. So I was like, man, I'll try anything once. So, I took his advice and I did that before I walked in, and it was cool. Yeah, the crowd went crazy. I'm not sure if I felt any energy, if it was just like a placebo effect, but I felt something. I felt
Well,
something.
you
And
should feel something. And the cheap pop thing is a like a WWE thing. Wrestlers talk about it. Do whatever they can to get the crowd to pop for them. The cheesiest thing. So they call it cheap pop because it's there. It's so obvious. If you do it, you're gonna get the pop. And I'm glad he said it to you. I'm glad he told you he called it a cheap pop, dude. Because that means that dude. By the way, that dude is fucking hysterical, dude. I watch his fucking feed and shit, dude. He cracks me up, dude.
I love that man. He's the homie. He's
got so many good
game.
people.
Yeah, he's taught me a lot about the game, man. We have about the same amount of fights. I think we have like the exact same amount of pro fights. But he's been in the UFC a lot longer than I have. He's been through this journey, so he's got some milestones that I don't have. So it's really cool to keep some game from him. And whenever I have questions or I talk to him a lot. Like I was supposed to fight 3 times. Like this was my third slated UFC fight after Contender Series. So, we were supposed to fight together on the same card November 14th. That fell through. I was supposed to fight January 20th. So I'm asking Julian a bunch of questions, man, and he just, he spits some game to me, gives me some knowledge, and that's another thing he told me. He's like, when Bruce Buffer's announcing your name, like feed off that energy too. And I know Bruce does this to everybody, but he just looks you in the eyes and he's saying your name, and you can really feed off that energy. I almost gave him a fist bump, but then I remember I seeing a statistic that like most people that give him a fist bump lose. So I was like, I'm not gonna risk it. Not on the debut.
Dude, give him a headbutt.
Yeah, man. A headbutt, yeah.
Something
like
different.
An elbow bump,
or a chest bump. Just
yeah,
chest bump him.
A good one. I don't think
pop him right in the
that,
middle of the octagon. Next time, pop him right in the middle of the octagon. Go look at him. Come toward him. Go and just pop with it.
Yeah.
If you can get him to do that, bro, dude, that's unique.
I think you're onto something. Yeah.
I think I'm onto something. Just if you do it, if you do happen to, get the big cojones all swelled up and you do it, make sure when you win that fight and you're doing your post fight, thanks Christopher James for the chest bump. That's all I'm saying.
I got you. Only if I get that
dude,
picture.
That would be fucking epic, dude. Oh my God, I would laugh my balls off. But you're talking about having different guys around. You got Grant, you got Julian, you got fucking Krause, of course. You got Derek Minner that's out there training with you guys and working. I mean, you guys have a phenomenal camp there. So much talent, and with Krause leading the way, man, still being an active fighter himself and doing what he's doing with all of you guys and really leading that team. Fuck, dude, if I was training MMA, that's where I'd go. It's such a good vibe, so much positivity, and everybody gets the individual attention they need to grow. And I see so much success. I think he's going to have some champions under his belt here, in short future, some UFC champions. Some of you guys are going to get gold, and it's going to be awesome. I'm already psyched for it, dude. Fucking like, man. Everybody I talk to from your camp, always a pleasure, always, on point. They know what they're doing. They're focused, they're committed, they're dedicated, and they all talk about the team. It just goes to show that it's done right, man, and Kansas fucking representing.
Oh, man, yeah, I 100% wholeheartely agree. James Krause has created something special here, man. It's not the prettiest thing to move out to buttfuck Missouri, but it's where things get done. Like you're out in Florida where there's the hotbed of MMA out there. There's super gyms, but there's just something different about a homegrown gym, man. It's just not fancy. We don't have the cleanest equipment, but we do have, in my opinion, I know I'm a little biased, but the best team in the world, man.
Yeah, no, and listen, based on what you guys are doing, and based on what you guys are doing, while you don't have any UFC champions on the roster right now, it doesn't mean that that's not going to happen in the future. And you have to feel that the team you're with is the best team in the world. If you don't, what are you doing there? I mean, that's the bottom line. So you have to have that 100% belief and trust in your heart. And it's something you shouldn't have to convince yourself of. It should just feel right. And if it doesn't feel like that, you find someplace else to go, because it's never going to be what you want it to be. And I think that's one of the biggest, one of the most important tools to have out of all your physical skills is to have that vibe at your gym. So you guys have it. Fortis is really good with that right now. Henry Hoos gym down here in Florida has become a big MMA power academy, but there's a vibe there. There's such a good vibe there, positivity, and the right guys are help. It's not. I'm not going to throw out any gym names right now because I'm actually working on a story about this, but it's not where some of these big gyms, the only person that gets all the attention is the biggest name in the gym. And if that person has a fight, everybody else gets shoved to the side, and everybody's got to worry about that one person when there's 50 other people here. And some of them are also in the UFC, but because they're not the biggest UFC name, they don't get the attention they deserve, and they're paying for services of corners and all that shit as well. So you guys, I know in your camp, everybody's there. You're all the same. There is no I'm this. Even with Krause himself, he's a fighter, and you're all working to the same goal to be the best fighters you can be. And the only way you guys get that is when you all work together. So the schools that do that, like yours, and like I said, the other ones I mentioned, that's the vibe that's going on. And they're all these places I mentioned, well, they're gonna have all the champs. I'm also where Gaethje and those guys out at Elevate in Colorado. That's another one of those schools that is. This is the second wave of evolution of academies. First you had ADT and MMA Masters and some of the big ones out west, AKA. You don't hear as much about those places as you did before.
I agree, man.
You're changing the game, bro.
I've trained at some of these Disneyland MMA gyms, man. They got the best equipment. They're huge. They got dorms inside, and the vibe's just different, man. The gym's so big that there's no undivided attention. It's like you got different sections of the gym doing different things at different times, and it's just it's strange. There's no team environment. It's almost like you guys are strangers that fight each other every day, and I definitely agree with you, man. I think the future world champs will be coming from these smaller gyms, the Factory X's, the Fortis MMAs, the Glory MMAs, these gyms.
Yeah, it's true, man.
And I think we already had two people from our gym fight for the pinnacle of the sport, world titles, Tim Elliott and Megan Anderson. Obviously, they fell short, but that's the pinnacle of the sport, man. And they made it there. They've the very best.
Yeah, and it just shows that what they're learning there is working, and it shows that everybody else should pay attention to what's going on at a gym, because if you're not paying attention, you're fighting one of these Glory guys. You might end up on the short end of a decision that night, or just getting knocked out or tapped out. But Glory is going to come out there to win, however they got to do it. And I like I said, it's nice to see. First we start to see the evolution of fighters. Different talents coming in at younger ages, which means these you started training on this a long time ago, where some of these guys you see ahead of you didn't train their whole lives the way you have, like a Chase Hooper has, and this kid, Austin Bashi, that's fighting at XFC right now. He's a killer, dude. And he's like 19 and he's such a goofy kid, but he could beat ass, it's like, because he's been doing this his whole life. So we saw that's coming, but I don't think a lot of people expected it to be different gyms. I think everybody thought it was just going to continue through the big schools. And now, like you said, Glory, Fortis, Elevation, Henry Hoos Academy, fucking all that. These are the schools that are going to produce, and because they saw what was going on before, and they've adapted and they made changes because you have to. And now people are getting all the attention. Like you guys have, I think, of all the schools I mentioned, I think you guys probably have the best full family team vibe. You know what I mean? Like everybody's there invested in each other. It's not just about Jeff Moilina or James Krause or Derek Minner. Maybe if he's got a fight this week, whoever's got a fight this week, you might get a little more attention, right before you head out, but at the same time, you're not really going to, because they don't want to change up what you're doing, so everything's working. So I dig it, dude. Yeah, like I said, man, you're here at the right time, and you're going to be part of an evolution, and you'll probably hold some gold, maybe champ status. I don't know, dude. It's a little young for me to. It's a little young for me to say that. I like that energy, Chris. Yeah. Hey, listen, but I see guys watch, and I've watched a lot of your fights now because I've had time to go back and look at some of the ones I didn't get to see before we've talked the first time, and I see something in you. Like I'm going, this kid's got something special. First of all, he had it because he got here, But I see a little deeper. I really see gold in your future, and I'm not just saying that because you came on my show. I'm not just saying that because I want to kiss your ass. I don't need to kiss anybody's butt. I just wanted to tell you because it's real. So I see big things for you, dude, and I think you see it in yourself though too, dude. So it's not like I'm telling you something you don't already feel about yourself. But I'm just letting you know, some of us can see it too.
Oh man, thank you, brother. Yeah. That's the goal since I started in the sport, man. I'm just I don't just want to be someone that fights for the UFC a handful of times and then calls it quits. For me, it's a world championship or bust.
Yep. And even if you get there and you don't get it on the first shot, you'll be back. That's who you are. So I get choked up. But like I said, I'm glad to see you having the success. I'm glad your first fight night you got the win. Oh yeah, we didn't even ask. So you get in, you walk in, your buffer hits you up. You go through the fight's over. And we can make this quick. I don't want to keep you long because I just realized I've had you on for half an hour, and I know you got to get rest and train, all that other shit. Fight's over. They're announcing the decision. You don't know at that point until they announce the card. But did you feel 100% confident that you had that win? No doubt, 100%, or were you a little concerned because judging in the UFC sometimes is sketchy to say the least?
Yeah. I wasn't 100% sure, man. You can never be 100% sure with MMA judging. So no, I wasn't. Also, the last 10 seconds of that round, I got fucked up.
You did.
I was on a different planet. I was an idiot and decided to do this little thing where you point to the ground. I tried to channel my inner Max Holloway, and I fucked it up. It was something stupid I did. Obviously, it was a round where I was completely dominating. 10-8 the round up until that point, and man, I just was feeling myself and heard the 10-second clapper and did this and just ducked my head and bit on the mouthpiece and started swinging. And when you do that, man, the odds become 50-50. At that point, the odds were more like 80-20, 90-10 in that round. A round again, I'm completely dominating. So very stupid to do. I'm gonna learn from that. I'll never do it again.
But you know what? Well, you might not. But you know what? At least you could say you did it. You stood in the middle of a ring in the octagon. You said, "Let's go, bitch! Throw down right here with me."
Yeah.
Some guys don't have the balls to do that, dude. And what's even better is you did it, and it didn't work out for you. You're like, I got fucked up, man, because you're a man and you just own it. You go, hey, look, I shot my shot. I didn't get that part of the fight, but I got the rest of it. Thank God. So.
Yeah, brother. I was on a different planet for about 15 minutes after that fight. I still wasn't there, But dude, what's even crazier is like, I'm a huge believer in visualization, and I visualized that me doing that, pointing to the ground. I hear the 10-second clap, and I just start swinging, bite down on the mouthpiece type thing. And every time I pictured it, I'd go on these runs and I envisioned like every possible scenario of the fight, and that's one I pictured a million times. But every time I pictured it, the same thing happened. I get fucking cracked, and for some reason, I still did it, man. I still did it.
Hey, you visualize it. You had to see if it was right. Fucking
yeah.
dude.
So at the end of the fight, Kraus comes into the cage. Kraus comes into the cage, and I'm like, "Did I get that?" He's like, "What did he say?" He said, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure." He's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm like, whoa, what do you mean? So even then, it's uncertain. He's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure we got that. But James has been on the wrong side of some decisions, so I'm sure that's why he didn't want to get my hopes up too much, just in case. But it was a clear unanimous decision on all three judges' scorecards. So,
well, it's pretty funny that you did that. I like it though. I like that you tell a little story like, hey, I got fucked up in the last 10 seconds. But and I like that what Kraus said to you. I'm pretty sure. Because Kraus is the guy that wouldn't lie to you. If he thought you lost, I think he'd tell you. I think he'd be like, "Nah, man, you didn't get that one tonight, man." Because he got to be honest with you guys. Fucking you can't get through this having a team that isn't honest about your performance, or if you won or lost a fight. So they should always be straight with you. So you got, like I said, man, you're in the right spot, dude. And like I said, big things are coming for you, man. I appreciate you taking the time with us tonight. Do we have any potential date for return?
Man.
Not to the octagon. I mean to my show. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, whenever you want, brother. Whenever you want. Man, I went to the fight a little banged up. I tweaked something about 2 weeks out from the fight, so I'm gonna see if surgery is needed. If not, I want to get back ASAP.
Well, awesome, brother. Well, I hope. I
What you
hope.
smoking there? What you smoking there, Christopher?
Oh, I ain't scared.
Hey. Oh, that's right. You're in
You want
Florida,
to
eh? Yeah, right.
Hit on that, bro. All right, go. You know, it'd be funny if you had one sitting in your ashtray, you actually pull it up. I was like, oh my God, what the fuck just happened? Yeah, Florida medical, dude. It's fucking awesome. Just another reason to live here. But if, you can't come here because you can't bring the whole glory team with you. Otherwise, I'd invite you over, but, so, you just do your thing, man. Fucking, is it legal in Kansas or in Missouri?
Not in Kansas, Missouri. It's medical.
Yeah, that's what we have here. We don't have, recreation. We have medical, but it's good. It's
Yeah,
good.
it does the job. Yeah.
What's the puppy's name?
His name is Alfie.
Alfie. What's up, Alfie? You're a cute little fucker, aren't you? A little terrier there.
Yeah,
Love it.
yeah. He's like ugly cute. He's like so ugly he's cute.
Exactly. Yeah. My friend Eric had one of those dogs forever, man. He his name was Cassius, as in Cassius Clay. So, but anyway, Mr. Moilina, we will see you again real soon, man. God bless you. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you don't need surgery, dude. I hope you're just fine to go and get back in there and whoop some more ass and continue the path to the top.
Thank you, brother. Thanks for having me, man.
Anytime, brother. You're always welcome here, guys. That is Jeff El Jefe Moilina. If you're not following him and you're not paying attention, get your shit together. Follow him, pay attention, man. He's going to be a champion. When you heard it here first, you fuckers. So, Jeff, you have a great night, man. We'll talk again soon, man. Blessings to you and to the little puppy right there. Enjoy the night, bro.
Likewise, brother.
Peace. And now, boys and girls, in a return appearance, hopefully we got the internet ready to roll. My man Juan Adams. What's up, Juan?
Nothing much, man. I'm back home. I'm hoping the internet doesn't fuck up this time, but you never know. I'm with AT&T, so
Yeah, oh, no, that's bad. So we'll take another crack at it. If it don't work, then what I'll do is, I have another platform I can use where I can get back on with video like another night, and we'll pre-record it, and then I can just run it here on my StreamYard show. So, because I've had a couple times where I've had to do that because, sometimes the internet just sucks balls.
Right.
What you going to do?
Yeah.
All right, so let's see the important things I want to recover. Guys, this is Juan Adams. He was on with us earlier. We had some issues with his internet, so we are going to bring him back on and try to, hit the important questions I wanted you guys to hear from him. You were contracted to fight for Aries, but now that COVID hit and everything, you're not fighting over there. They've given you permission, you said, basically to go out there and find your own fights and do your thing right now because they don't know when they're coming back.
I have a job to do. And,
yeah, they gave me a permission to do my own thing, kind of. The first one I had to get approved from them, but the second one they were just like, if they can.
I think his internet just died. Let me just shoot him a message because I don't want to have to keep having him come on and do that. That sucks. Hey, there you are.
Yeah, just leaked out. That's great. Sad thing is actually better than the Wi-Fi, so that's good. Freeze couldn't anything set up to travel over there or anything, and they haven't held any events. So rather than sit out for another year, we asked permission. And the first time they had to approve it. The second time they were just like, whatever, we're not doing anything right now. So if you have to go elsewhere, go elsewhere, which is pretty cool, because my initial contract with them was only for 18 months or 16 months or something like that. And it was for 4 fights. So, but the bright side of that is that since I wasn't fighting that whole time, it kind of made me want fights again as opposed to just like accepting it because I wasn't doing it. So that was fun. And it gave me time to really grow holistically as a human being. I ended a lot of interactions that weren't good for my mental health during that time. I got in better shape, really fine tuned my craft, got back to the roots of, why I fight, how I wanted to fight, and things like that. So it's great, man. It's been awesome. Set to fight again June 20th in Houston for Fury again. And initially it was going to be Juan Torres. He pulled out before an injury. Then we had three more guys lined up. They all accepted. Then an hour later, turned it down. So we're on. I think we're number 5 or 6 now at this point. So I have no clue who I'm fighting, but the promoter has guaranteed that I will be fighting.
That's all that matters. You show up, punch somebody in the face a couple times, cash your check, and go home. There you go. I mean, you know, doesn't matter who, right? Just somebody, as long as somebody shows up.
Right, and my last opponent was like a good friend of mine, dude. He's somebody that I trained with when I was an amateur, and he had like 5 or 6 pro fights already. So sharing the cage with him was an honor for me. And then he said afterwards, the winners that would have been his last fight. So I'm really honored that he gave me that opportunity.
So that's cool. A little weird, happy and sad at the same time, right? It's like nice, up and down on the feelings meter there. It's like, oh man, happy for my friend because he retired the way he wanted to. Sad that I had to be the guy to retire him, but happy that he was me that got to do it. There's so much going on there, dude. It's like a soap opera, internal.
Right.
That
It
sucks.
really is. It really is.
Well, listen. Oh, and the other thing that I want you to explain to everybody too, because the Aries thing, your next fight, we got that, and the last thing was about your job, because I think a lot of that commentary got chopped up. So hopefully it won't this time. Just tell everybody the job you're doing. Working with these kids, and I'll just let him explain. Go ahead, Juan, before we lose the internet.
Right. So basically, I'm a program director at a facility for rehabilitation of youth that have been through various forms of trauma. Um, and it, with fear of violating HIPAA, I have to say that like I am not a spokesperson for this company. And anything that you want to know about it, you guys can DM me and I can give you the company name and you can research it from there. But I don't even want to say like the company name. I just
No,
finished all
don't.
my orientation, all that. I really don't want to mess it up, but it's really basically I work with each kids treatment team. We devise a plan. And then my job there is to make sure that all counselors, supervisors, and everyone that interacts with these kids is acting with accordance to their treatment plan and progressing them back into their reintroduction in society and everything. So it's really cool, man. I love it. I guess it's well, I've had a lot of jobs in my adult life, but this one definitely feels like the most adult of them. And also, man, it's giving back, and giving back to the community that I'm in has always been something that's been central to who I am as a person. I look at my time in Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, even the schools that I went to. My Eagle project was um, I did a drive for materials for care packages for homeless men in Houston and distributed it at the local gym, right? So I did my volunteer hours in senior high school. We went and basically at this facility, the men could, or men and women could come in, they could shower, get their laundry done, and get a couple hot meals that day. So I did all that at the Beacon down in Houston. Uh, and then, my high school mantra was, be a man for others. And then college, I went to military college. So it was all about giving back to your community, your country, and whatever area it was you're serving. So as I kept growing and developing as a man, I realized that I feel that that's really my purpose in life. And when you're living in your purpose, you become a much healthier human holistically, and you're happier, and things just kind of work out better for you. And that's what I'm feeling right now.
Oh, that's a good thing to be dealing with, man. I'm happy that you're happy. Happy that things are going well. You got a job where you get to really, contribute to youth. You get your other job where you get to punch people in the face and get paid for it. And you're mentally in a good spot, dude. I'd say right now you're winning life. Good for you.
Small region, fitting a lot to the whole region.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I can honestly say it's probably the happiest I've ever been. So, yeah. So doing all that, man, the fighting is just coming together naturally. But I said this before my last UFC fight and all my interviews that I was just thinking on just being the best person I could be, and being the best fighter would then stem from that. So, it's finally good to see everything coming together. And as my competition continues to step up, I know I'll be able to step up to the plate.
That's it, baby. You got it all, man. You're gonna go right back to where you need to be. So a couple fights in, maybe you'll get a UFC contract again, maybe PFL. There's some options for you out there. So I only see it going up for you, man. So thank you for taking the time tonight, brother. I appreciate it. Glad that all is well, and can't wait to talk to you again after your next win, which is like 20 days.
For sure.
Boys, we're going to sign out with Juan Adam, man. Thank you for taking time. We'll talk to you again next time. And that's it, boys and girls. We are going to finish up K-Star Christopher James tonight. I'm glad Juan was able to come back in and we got a little more of that information more clearly from him. He lives out in a mountain area out there where he's at. He's just, the internet is not good. Sorry. But I hope you guys enjoyed the show. And let me see. Let me do something here for you guys. We have a show coming up on Thursday. I have 4 guests set up for you. And let's see. Let me find this thing here for you. Where is it? There it is. All right, so now I can pull it up for here. Give me a second, guys. Thursday's show coming up. All right, so this is going to be, let me put this up here for you. Thursday's show. I just decided I wanted to share a picture, and I didn't have it set up yet. My bad. But Thursday's show is going to be right there. Boop. So, can you see it right there? So that's my show for Thursday. Nico Price at 12 noon. Kurt Hallbaugh at 8 p.m. And Brett Martin, 8:30. And then the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship lightweight champion, the baboon himself, Luis Palomino, going to join us on the show. We got 4 guests for you. 12 noon, special edition with Nico Price, the hybrid. He's got a big fight coming up against Michel Pereira. So Kurt Hallbaugh just won. He's going to be fighting in the finals for XFC in their lightweight tournament. Brett was just victorious at XFC as well, XFC 44. And then, of course, Baboon Palomino. He's going to be defending his belt at BKFC 18 in Miami on the 26th. So lots of good stuff going on. And that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's show. I hope I'll see you guys on Thursday, 12 noon, and then 8 o'clock. We'll be back. Appreciate all my guests coming in tonight. Jeff Moilina, Britton Hart, Joey Beltran, Juan Adams. Thanks, guys. Till next time, I am Christopher James, and y'all, you make cage side. Good night, everybody.
What happens if you lose, Nick?
Who the hell is Aquaman?
I get Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, I get sausage biscuits. Maybe you guys will see a little footage of that later on because we got some good stuff.
Fill up the deuces. There you go, baby.